Hey, what it is, what it do? It's Getting, and I'm back in the booth. That's right, people, I'm back. All right. This video is going to be a little bit of a little bit of change of speed. I know it's been a little bit, but I'm back now. Let's talk about a couple things. In this video, we're going to discuss Madden at E3. I'm going to give you my breakdown, my opinion on it. I'm not going to really give you a deep analysis and show you videos and stuff like that on some of the things I've seen. We're just going to really talk about it so much. And then we're going to talk about the reason why people was hating Madden or EA in general, which is, in my opinion, is totally reasonable why people would hate them. And we're going to talk about the big news. We're going to save the best for last. We're going to talk about Phil Frazier leaving EA. Alright, that's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of speculation going on about that. Alright, but first and foremost, let's get into it. Alright, I've seen some good and bad things about the E3 Madden showcasing. I've seen some questionable things, just like that. Just to give you an example, that Cam Newton Ice-Capade championship ice skating dude was ice skating for like what, 5 or 6 yards going up the field, but he was running left to right. Crazy. But these are some of the good things I've seen. I've seen, like, in the cutscenes, lifelike animations, meaning I'm like, wow, this shit look real. You know, the detail in the animation, the head nodding, the shoulder pads moving separate from the body. You know, during the cutscenes, it looks really good. And sometimes when they huddle up, and some plays do look somewhat realistic. You know, I'm not gonna say it looks totally realistic, like when we were looking at 2K back in the day and we were squinting our eyes and it actually looked like a real NFL play. It's not on that level yet. I've seen some good blocking. I've actually seen, well, out of all the plays I've seen one double team block on the running side. It's probably more, but for me, I've only seen one running play. But at least it's there. It just needs to be more frequent. Another good thing I've seen is great tackles. I've seen some bone-crushing tackles. I think it was a Rams game where their quarterback, I forgot the dude's name, I'm sorry, Bradford, he ran out of the pocket and a defensive tackle or defensive end went to go tackle him when he tried to run up the field and got totally blown the fuck out of the water. Totally blown out of the field, knocked him totally out of bounds. It was a crushing hit. Very good. Awesome. Also, I've seen, we also seen a lot of double hit and consecutive hit tackles. A lot of those. Those are all good things. Now, the bad. You see a ton of QB sliding. I've even seen warping. I've seen warping in two different occasions. One where players go through other players. I've seen that like once or twice. And also seen people warp into position. It's not super noticeable, or warp towards the ball when a wide receiver is catching the ball. It's not super noticeable, but it's still there and it needs to be eradicated. I still see QBs dropping back 5 to 10 yards without any kind of effect to their ball trajectory or even the animation that they actually throw the ball. I've also seen the pause animation. Now, if it's still relevant in the demo, I'm going to do a video on that. It's where the DB or safety or whatever defender is defending a wide receiver or tight end or whatever, and the ball is in the air, and out of nowhere they just pause and don't do anything. It's like they just go brain dead. They're moving towards the ball and everything, but then they just pause. All right. Also, obviously, the big thing and what everybody really don't like about Madden is the fundamental animations still not being correct in Madden. It's like they're either non-existent or they're just wrong. For example of that is the zone coverage. We see how fast DBs get back in their zone coverage and their movements aren't realistic, even on offensive line. Like I said, you see a double team block on one running play that I've seen I've seen almost all the demo footage at E3. I've only seen one double team running block. That's it. I've yet to see double team blocking on the offensive line when it's a pass play. I still see a ton of idle offensive line blocking, or even worse, when the DE or linebacker or whoever's coming on the blitz, the offensive lineman they'll block for 2 seconds, let them go, and they stand there stagnant, idle. That's still not good. All right, turning the page. That's right. I don't have everything written down. I just have my topics written down because it's a lot. So, in my opinion about Madden, they've done some really good things in Madden this year. They have made some really big improvements. Not the improvements that I personally want to see, but they still have made improvements. You got to be kind of objective looking at it. But they still have made tons of improvements. It's still a lot better than last year and the year before that and the year before that. It's still a lot better. All right, and that kind of leads into the next topic. There is still a lot of hate for EA, a lot of resentment for EA. People say, fuck EA, EA ain't shit, Madden still sucks. To a certain degree, I totally agree with a lot of those people. Now, the reason why I agree is because back 7 years, 6 years or whatever, they monopolized the SimFball gaming industry, the genre. They monopolized it. They took away 2K. So they took away 2K, which was arguably the best football game ever, still to date ever. And they didn't just take that away. They took away the best stuff from Madden 05. So not only did they take away 2K, they in a way took away 2K. They in a way took away Madden 05. And then they gave us crap. Now, finally, they are trying to make a difference in Madden 12. How many years is that? That's 7 years. At least 6 or 7 years. Whatever. My math might be off. Whatever. They are just now catching up. Finally. That's reason enough to hate EA. That's reason enough to hate EA. But at the same time, you still gotta see that they made improvements. It may be not the jaw-dropping improvements that we all want, but they still made some type of improvement. Okay? And honestly, I really do think it's a big improvement. Still not where I want it, or most of the sim community wants it, but they still made improvements. Alright? So there we go. Now on to the big news. Phil Frazier leaving EA. Now, my man Cam Weber. Now, this is all my opinion and speculation. But what it seems to me, Cam Weber has a vision, if you will, on where Madden should be or should have been. Right? It seems to me that he has a vision, and if you can't deal with his vision or where he wants to take Madden for the hardcore gamer, because that's in literature, that's in media, that he wants to target the hardcore gamer. If you can't deal with that vision, you're leaving. Or it could mean he gave Ian Cummins a chance, or he could have given Phil Frazier a chance. Let's see what you could do with this Madden. And maybe he still wasn't happy with the amount of improvements that that Phil Frazier has done with Madden. He was like, well, this is not good enough. I'm gonna give you an option. You can either leave or we're gonna fire you. Right? Again, this is my opinion. This is what I think. You know, this is all speculation. So you got Phil Frazier leaving. Before, you got Ian Cummins. He left as well. Who's gonna be the next to leave? I hope. Now listen, I don't want anybody to get fired. I've been laid off, not fired, but laid off due to the economy twice in my career. I'm a graphic designer, and I was laid off twice prior to the job I have now. It sucks. It sucks not having a job. You gotta support yourself, or in some people's cases, family and whatever. I don't want anybody to lose their job. Transfer, fine. Get off a project, fine. But fired, no. But to me, it seems Donnie Moore is next, because he's been with Madden. He's been working on Madden for so long that Cam Webber might still be saying, well, we still got to get you out of here too, because you're part of the old regime. It's a new regime. We're going to make this game different. We're going to try to go in a different direction. If you're not about that, you're out. So it seems like Donnie Moore might be next. I hope I don't want him to get fired. I don't want anybody to get fired. Like I said before, being fired or laid off, it sucks. But it just seems like this is the course of events. And this was a big shocker to me, because I almost thought that Phil Frazier was, not doing a great job, but at least he was listening to the community. And you know what? One other topic we're going to talk about is the DDP, the Dynamic Player Performance feature that they have in Madden this year. They had a live chat that I was trying to be a part of. They didn't want to answer my questions because my questions were right to the point, and I wasn't asking dumb questions like the stupid clutch rating. The clutch rating is very important. Now, you can't tell me... Alright, I'm sorry. Let's backtrack a little bit. They, Donnie Moore and the other guy, Wes something, said that only 30 players have the clutch rating on. 30 players in the whole league. That's 32 players per team, if not more, 35 per team. And there's 32 teams? And only 30 players have clutch? Are you kidding me? And then they directly said, we focus on the individual aspect of it instead of a team or a defensive squad or offensive squad. Clutch factor. To me, that's half-assing it, in my opinion. That's half-assing it. That's not deep enough for it to be anywhere near effective. Because you could easily go around. They said that Reed, Palomalu, players like that have the clutch factor on defense. But you could just not throw it to that person, and then the clutch factor is null and void. So, in my opinion, the DDP system is it's almost placebo effect to me. It's just a number thing, and then they also said that the DDP will not affect the player you're playing with, the quarterback. Everybody plays with the quarterback the majority of the game. It will not affect you while you're playing with the quarterback. Barely. So, what's the damn difference? There's nothing different about that. And then, on top of that, I kept trying to ask them, will it visually show, like, will the ball be overthrown? Will somebody run differently? Or you could visually see them hold the ball loosely? They didn't want to answer that because we know the answer to that. You know that it's not going to be any kind of visual on the field representation of the dynamic player performance. So that feature, I kick it right out the damn window. It's not really a feature to me. It's just a placebo rating feature, whatever, to say, oh yeah, we added this. Yeah, you didn't really add anything, because like I said in one of my other videos before, it was one point in time where the quarterback on the computer side would go in God mode, and you can't sack the guy. They'll probably throw an interception anyway, but you just can't sack the guy if you're not cheesing the game. So if you're playing the game within its rules, the quarterback goes into God mode and he'll go crazy. They just really broke it down to which player that will actually happen. And then there are times where, okay, they also said that, I'm sorry to make this video long, but they also said that Tom Brady or my boy Peyton Manning, no matter what, they're not going to have a bad game. They distinctly said that. They distinctly said even when they're having a bad game, they'll still be consistently good. Now, we know, I'm not so much sure about Tom Brady, but definitely Peyton Manning. He has horrible games in the playoffs. It's normally the team that breaks through and wins or loses the game, especially against the Ravens. You kidding me? He has a horrible game. Come on. I don't want to get it all the way into it because this video is way too damn long. And so that's basically my opinion about the DDP. And you know what? Right there, that's where we're going to wrap it up. And yeah, man. So that's it. That's all I gotta say. I'm stepping out the booth right now. I'm out. Let me know what you think.